Hello again, my name's Gabe Zolna. I posted MVI 6636. Officer Michael Sledger charged with murder. And that was in reference to the murder of Walter Scott. Now, one of my viewers commented, and I wanted to turn his comment plus my response into a video. He wrote, "Sorry, something doesn't add up in that shooting video." In relation to what the story was. No one is going to take several rounds of a .45 cal in the back and keep running the way he did. Maybe many of the shots were grazers, but if that were the case, the blood would have been more evident. The only shot that looks like it landed was the last. Possibly, I doubt the officer was using full metal jacket, probably a hollow point, which if landed near center body would have planted that individual. Could be that the media exaggerated the amounts of hits he took. I don't know, just my opinion. Well, I posted a number of videos about that particular event, and for those of you that view me on a regular basis, you know that I enjoy shooting, and I shoot a variety of handguns. The carry gun is a .45 6-hour. I've put close to 6,000 rounds through that weapon. 6,000 rounds. I load my own ammunition. I've got a Dillon XL 650 press. I load 700X, 4.7 grain, 230 grain full metal jacket bullet. And what I made mention of in a number of those videos is I didn't believe that what we saw was real. I think it was intended to do what it really didn't end up doing. It was to incite blacks against whites. The whole idea was you've got this policeman chasing down an unarmed black man and shooting him in the back. He even supposedly planted his stun gun by the body to make it appear as if though Walter Scott tried to take away his stun gun from him, which is the justification that he used for chasing him down and shooting him. I also made mention of in those videos, in some of those videos that I made, that a .45 has what's called muzzle lift. When you shoot a .45, the muzzle flips up. You cannot keep it down. And if you take a close look at the video that shows the actual shooting, the gun in the officer's hand comes back. It doesn't lift up. There's no way that it's not going to lift up. So once again, I don't believe that those shots were being shot from a .45. There wasn't any blood visible on the body. There wasn't any blood visible on the ground. There wasn't any blood splatter anywhere. The officer apparently, from what we were told, pulled Walter Scott over because his third brake light, the brake light that's inside the car, wasn't functional. Yet we were also told that Walter Scott had a passenger sitting in the car. Now, who in their right mind is going to remain sitting in a car when all this is going on? The whole thing stinks. I also made mention of the photograph that was posted of the officer. He looked too calm. He looked too collected. I think if someone's being arrested for murder, you're not going to look as calm and as collected. There was a whole series of things that were wrong. Was it just another red flag to try to go after our Second Amendment rights and cause riots between whites and blacks and whites? I said so at that time, and I'm saying so at this time. I want to thank my viewer for taking the time to write what he did. He's 100% correct. You get hit with a .45, you're not going anywhere, especially if you're hit in the back. One shot from a .45 in the back would have had Walter Scott flat on his face. I don't know, folks. Was Walter Scott sacrificed for this? I don't know. Was he even killed? I don't know. Will Officer Michael Sledger be sent to prison? I don't know. What I do know is none of what we saw, no different than Sandy Hook, no different than a whole lot of other flags that this administration creates to try to justify their actions. I don't know. Look at the videos. They were made back then when this event occurred on April the 8th, maybe on April the 9th, on the 10th, on the 11th. I did a series of them. And again, I want to thank my viewer for taking the time to write what he did. I hope I answered some of his questions, and I hope I cleared some of the doubt that he may have. He's right. Nobody's going to keep running when they get hit with a 45 in the back. I told you what I think. I told you what one of my viewers thinks. The question now is, what do you think?